The law of the pink elephant, why you can't control your thoughts and what to do about it. There's an old experiment. A very simple one. Try it. Don't think about a pink elephant. What happened? In your consciousness, in that private, intimate universe you call yourself, an image appeared against your will. Absurd, ridiculous, but now, inalienable. A pink elephant. You have just fallen victim to a law as ancient as reason itself. A law that governs not only playful experiments but also your most torturous nights, your anxieties, your fears. A law I call the law of the pink elephant. Its essence is simple and merciless. The more desperately you try to banish a thought from your consciousness, the more power you give it. Today, we won't give you another list of positive affirmations or advice to just distract yourself. Today, we will journey into the heart of darkness, into the mechanics of your own mind. We will learn why you cannot control your thoughts. And how, paradoxically, by accepting this impossibility, you will gain the very freedom you have been searching for. Get ready. We are going inside. Part 1, The Anatomy of the Jailer. Your brain is not your friend. It is an ancient machine. Let's be frank. You believe your brain is you. Your self. Your essence. This is the first and biggest illusion. Your brain is a tool. Complex, beautiful, but just a tool. Like the heart that pumps blood, or the liver that filters toxins. The brain processes information. Its main evolutionary task is to predict danger and ensure survival. It was not created to make you happy. It was created to survive. And to do this, it exaggerates threats. When you tell it, don't think about a pink elephant, it doesn't hear the particle not. It hears the threat marker. Elephant, screams its ancient, limbic part. Pink. Unusual. Possibly poisonous. Attention, and obediently, like a scanner, it begins to scour the perimeter of your consciousness in search of that elephant. It must find it, identify it, and neutralize it. It loads the image. And there it is, the elephant. It is inside you. Now replace the pink elephant with real parasitic thoughts that poison your life. Don't think that you're a failure. Don't think about what others think badly of you. Don't think about your illness. Don't think that something will happen to your loved ones. What happens? Your brain guard, your faithful watchdog, on command, launches the most horrifying horror films into your inner cinema. And it makes you watch them again and again. You try to turn off the projector, to fight the thoughts. But your struggle is just another button on the remote control of this cinema. The repeat button. You are not fighting thoughts. You are the viewer, writhing in horror, pressing the repeat button, convinced that this is how you can turn off the film. Part 2, The Turtle and the Snake. Why your brain only hears elephant. To understand why willpower is powerless against a thought, you need to look inside the skull. Two ancient creatures live in your head, and one of them doesn't understand words. Imagine the architecture of your brain as a pyramid. At the base, the reptilian brain, the turtle. Ancient, like the dinosaurs themselves. Its functions are simple: breathing, heartbeat, hunger, reproduction, the fight or flight response. It doesn't think. It reacts. Instantly. Its language is physiology and instincts. It doesn't understand words like not or later. For it, the world is binary, dangerous/safe. Above it, the limbic system, the snake. This is the factory of emotions. This is where fear, rage, joy, and attachment are born. Its main task is to mark memories and thoughts with an emotional label: this is good, remember, or this is bad, avoid. It speaks the language of images and sensations. It is the source of that emotional glue. And only at the top, the neocortex, the human. The young, rational part. The one that is reading this text, making plans, analyzing, and giving the command, don't think. This is our I, our conscious will. And now, the key moment. When you mentally command yourself, don't think about a pink elephant, here's what happens. 1. Your neocortex, the human, formulates the order. It uses complex symbols, words. It understands the abstraction, not. 2. This order descends to the level of the limbic system, the snake. The snake doesn't understand abstractions. It hears the key, emotionally charged image, elephant. For it, pink is strange, new, and therefore potentially dangerous. It instantly marks it with the label, attention. Threat, and injects a dose of stress hormones into your consciousness for mobilization. 3. The alarm signal reaches the reptilian brain, the turtle. The turtle not only doesn't understand words, it doesn't distinguish a mental image from a physical threat. For it, an elephant in the imagination is the same stimulus as a real tiger in the bushes. It launches the most ancient program, threat. Scan the environment. And it forces the entire brain conveyor to search for and hold and focus this very image of threat. Your conscious will, the human, gives an order, and the ancient, powerful, and rather dumb survival mechanisms, the snake and the turtle, do the exact opposite. They are doing their evolutionary job, exaggerating the threat so you don't miss the danger. You are trying to negotiate with the turtle by reading it lectures on logic. And it only sees the shadow of a predator and freezes. This is why the fight against a thought is a war on two fronts, against the image itself and against the multi-million-year-old biochemical machine that generated it. You cannot cancel an instinct by force of will. But you can outsmart it. The alchemy of fear. How a neutral thought turns into a demon. Why is the pink elephant harmless, while the thought I will be disgraced is tormenting? Because the first is just a picture. The second is a picture charged with emotion. Emotion is the glue. It is the energy that sticks the thought to the walls of your consciousness. Imagine, you have the thought, I might be late for work. Neutral, informative. But if you feel fear, of your boss, of the consequences, shame, anxiety, your brain marks this thought as important. Dangerous. And begins to think it over. That is, to replay it. Again and again. It is looking for a solution. But the problem is that for the ancient parts of the brain responsible for fear, the very process of replaying is the solution. I am thinking about the threat, which means I am actively fighting it. This is how a demon is born. A thought fused with the emotion of fear. It is no longer just information. It is an entity. A mental parasite that feeds on your attention, fueled by resistance. Your attempt to not think is the very food, the highest calorie fuel for this parasite. You shout at it, get out. And it hears, more. Continue. I am giving you all my attention. The law of the pink elephant states, the energy directed at banishing a thought only empowers it to remain. The path to liberation, 3 keys to the cage. Key 1, the art of unconditional surrender, acknowledgement and naming. The first, most difficult and most important step is capitulation. You must lay down your arms. Stop the civil war within yourself. Your new mantra, I cannot control which thoughts enter my head. But I can control my relationship with them. The technique of acknowledgement and naming is your act of surrender. It is the white flag you raise not to the enemy, but to the very fact of the war. As soon as a parasitic thought enters your head, you do not fight it. You do not deny it. You do not argue with it. You simply register its presence. Like a scientist registering a weather phenomenon. Without evaluation. Without judgment. You say to yourself, calmly and neutrally, aha. The thought that I am inadequate is present in my field of consciousness. Interesting. A catastrophic thought about the future has just come to me. I see. This is a thought about my incompetence. You do not say, that's not true. You simply say, this is a thought, this magical action produces a fundamental shift. It separates you, the observer, from the thought itself. A distance arises between you and the demon. Just one step. But this step is from the cage to freedom. You cease to be an actor thrashing about on stage. You become a spectator in the audience. And who is in charge in the theater? The one who watches the play, not the one being pulled by the strings. Key 2, the magic of reality, embodiment and grounding. The thought parasite lives in a virtual world. In a past that is no more, or a future that is not yet. Its power is the power over ghosts. Your task is to return from the kingdom of ghosts to the kingdom of flesh and stone. To the present moment. To the here and now. This is done through the technique of embodiment or grounding. You must strike the virtual world with reality. Like an electric shock. The moment the thought pulls you into its vortex, you make a sharp turn of attention. From the mental to the physical. Ask yourself these questions and answer them mentally, in as much detail as possible. 1. What do I feel with my skin? Tactile sensations. I feel the coolness of the chair under my thighs. I feel the roughness of the denim fabric. I feel the soles of my feet fully planted on the floor. 2. What do I hear with my ears? Auditory sensations. I hear the quiet hum of the laptop processor. I hear the distant honk of a car outside the window. I hear my own breathing, the faint whistle of air on the inhale and exhale. 3. What do I see with my eyes? Visual sensations. I see my cup. It is white, with a blue logo. I see how the light from the lamp falls on the keyboard and illuminates the letters, A and O. I see a dust particle floating in a beam of light. Do this right now, if you want to practice. This is not distraction. This is a reboot. You force your brain to switch from the abstract, simulated world of threats it has created to the raw data of reality. You literally ground the current of anxiety, discharging it into the earth. The brain cannot simultaneously process a high-intensity sensory stream and build complex nightmare scenarios at high intensity. It is forced to loosen its grip. And in that moment, you are free. Key 3, the alchemy of attention, context switching. Sometimes the demon is so strong that the first 2 keys seem fragile. The thought doesn't want to leave, it digs its claws in. In this case, we apply our most sophisticated tool. We will not fight the demon. We will change the scenery around it. This is the technique of context switching, or the absurd question. You do not challenge the thought. You do not try to replace it. You simply give your brain another, completely irrelevant and often absurd task. Example, thought, I'm good for nothing, I'm a complete failure. Your actions. 1. Apply key 1, aha. This is a thought about my inadequacy. 2. Apply key 2, briefly I feel warmth in my palms. I hear the ticking of a clock. 3. Apply key 3, and ask yourself a question that has no relation to your thought. How many teeth does an adult human have? What was the name of my childhood cat? If Pushkin lived in our time, what would his social media nickname be? How many windows are in my entrance hallway? The absurdity and neutrality of this question is psychological judo. The brain, faced with such a non-standard task, will freeze for a second. It will be forced to switch cognitive resources. The neural pathways through which the lava of anxiety was rushing will be blocked. A pattern interrupt occurs. A short circuit of the obsessive cycle. This is not running away. This is redirecting a mighty river into another, safe channel. The metaphysics of the free mind, why it doesn't work in reverse, or the asymmetrical game. A reasonable question arises. If I tell myself, don't think about success, will I think about success with the same obsession? The answer, no. And this is the main proof of the accuracy of our method. Our technique does not target the thought itself. It targets the emotional charge fused with it. Thoughts of success, for most people, do not carry the same charge of primary, animal fear as thoughts of disgrace, illness, or death. No fear, no danger, signal for the limbic system. No signal, the brain does not fixate on the thought with manic intensity. The brain calmly accepts the command, don't think about success, and switches. Because it doesn't care. No threat, no hyperfocus. Our battle is not a battle with thoughts. It is a battle with the fear that uses thoughts as its weapon. We are neutralizing not the bullet, but the gunpowder in the cartridge. The bullet, the thought, falls to the ground harmless. From today, your inner universe changes. You are no longer a helpless traveler caught in a downpour of pink elephants and other demons. You are the sky. Vast, calm, serene. Clouds, your thoughts, come and go. Sometimes they are white and light. Sometimes they are dark and stormy. But they cannot defile the sky. They cannot damage it. They simply float across it. Your practice from now on is the practice of the observer. Every time you apply the 3 keys, you remind yourself of your true nature. Key 1, acknowledgement, is your right to call things by their name. Key 2, grounding, is your ability to return home, to reality. Key 3, context switching, is your magic, your power to change the rules of the game. These keys are not one-time tools. This is a new way to live. A way in which your mind finally becomes what it was meant to be, a faithful servant, not a tyrant. Your journey to the silent mind does not begin by forcing it to be silent. It begins by ceasing to listen to it. By stepping back and seeing, you are not the voice in your head. You are the one who hears it. And in the silence that remains, true freedom is born. This was just the first fragment of the map. The main part is hidden in the silence between the lines on our channel. The path of the observer is not for loners. It is a trail that can only be walked in the company of those who remember the turtle, the snake, and the human. Subscribe to Secret Book of Life and like this video if you are ready to go further. And in the comments, answer one question: what color was your most persistent pink elephant this week? Describe it. Give it a name. Bring it into the light, and you will see it begin to melt. This will be your first practice as an observer, right here, right now.